Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the Best Investing Money Management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the one, the only AAPL. Apple stock has been absolutely going crazy today. It's up, well, at about 7%. And for a company like Apple, that is quite a big move. You can see looking at the chart, right? Today's move was a great 7% move, and it's very rare that we have these huge spikes. Yeah, we'll see them a couple times throughout the years, but it's not often. So why did Apple stock spike? Well, as you can see down in here, right, these represent earnings, right? They represent earnings and dividend. So you can see Apple did announce some earnings report. Well, let's see how good they did. So we can see the quarter two of 2022, they had a beat on their EPS, also known as earnings per share. Not to mention, they did have a beat on their revenue, which is fantastic. A company like Apple that a lot of people think is dead in the water and they're just kind of overhyped is absolutely still killing it. You can see up on the revenue side, the year over year is at about a 28% return or 28% growth, which is fantastic, and that's bringing in about $83.8 billion. Yes, that is billion with a B, not million. And you can see all the other great growth that Apple has seen. One of the biggest and one of the most important things that Apple has seen is growth on the net profit margin. This is one of the most important things you have to look at for evaluating a stock, right? The others, we'll get into that here shortly, but they grew their net profit margin by 25% year over year, which is great. So that's about 24.6%. So what that means is for every $100 Apple brings in revenue, they actually will profit about $24.65. For a company like Apple, that is quite a bit of money. It adds up very, very fast. And not to mention, guys, one of the other most important things you need to evaluate is cash on hand. Cash on hand is very important because if a company ever goes through a hard time, they need cash. And let me tell you, Apple has quite a bit of cash on hand. They are one of the most, they almost hold the most cash of any company in the market. You can see, looking at it here, Apple holds nearly about $200 billion in cash and securities. So if they ever go through a tough time, they have way more money than they need to reinvest in the business, continue to pay employees, to continue to grow the business. It's very, very important. And looking at the chart here, you can see Apple has seen just great growth and little bit of sell-off here and there. So for me, Apple stock is an absolute buy. It's nothing to be concerned about. A lot of people get worried because we've seen a lot of volatility in the market in general, but Apple has really proven that they are a well-established company that's not going anywhere. They're not going to get shaken out of just market volatility. They're going to do very, very well, and that's kind of what they've proven. And you can see from the highs, they've only sold off right at about 5%. Comparing that to SPY, which is just the general S&P 500, you can see this stock has sold off this ETF has sold off about 7%. So Apple is actually performing better than the natural market. So Apple is always a buy for me. I really think everybody should own some shares of Apple. The reason why is because they are in everything. They are going to be in the metaverse. Everybody has one of these. These are the most sought after electronics out there. The only thing that Apple did struggle with was iPad sales, but I really think they will start turning that around. It's very expected for companies to go through little rough patches on their certain products, but as long as other products are doing better, that's all that matters. Not to mention, guys, I don't think people realize the power of these. They're hard to see, but these are the AirPods. These AirPods make Apple one of the most amounts of money. The reason why is because of affordability. They're very affordable, and status. When people see other people with AirPods, it's almost like a status symbol, and Apple knows that. So they market them towards younger people, and it's, in my opinion, a fantastic product. And those AirPods alone are worth to Apple more than the entire company of Spotify. So let that sink in. Those AirPods, if that was the only company, it would be worth more than Spotify. So for me, Apple is a buy. I don't think everybody should be shaken out of a stock. Dollar cost average this. You guys will be just fine. I promise. We will see you later in tomorrow's video. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe. Take care.